initial plan, I was like, I'll do BSc, I'll get into medicine. And then I started BSc.
What happened? What happened?
First year, biological sciences.
Individual component, right? How did you study for
Getting
your
in third year, right? What did you do after you graduated? What was the plan?
So, again, I had a phase where I was just angry that I didn't get into medicine. So I applied for law, quantity survey. That's the degree, no? Yeah. And then I also
Yeah,
applied.
as you said, in South Africa, there are a lot of unemployed doctors, as we see on social media, who are currently unemployed, right? So the question is this unemployment happens after you complete medicine or after you are done with your like what other option do you have in mind that someone can just run away from this unemployed? And although okay, you can't run totally, but okay, what option do you think someone might have in mind?
Sure, it's
Hello, guys. Welcome back to Gift Varsity TV. This is Gift Bozekana, your host. Yeah, welcome back again. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. We are on our road to 200,000 subscribers. Make sure that you hit the subscribe, you tell others about this channel, Gift Varsity TV. As you know that in this channel, okay, we don't just bring anyone, okay, we bring the best. I will just allow Doctor to introduce herself.
thanks, gift. Okay, I'm Dr. Masakwana, but my nickname is Kundi. I'm a three-time Wits graduate. I graduated the first time in 2017, then 2018, and then finally for the last time for now in 2022. And I'm currently a second-year medical intern in Gauteng.
Okay, three times let's graduate. Wow. Let's take it back, doctor. Before we go to vets, where are you from, like originally, and the high schools that you attended?
Okay, so um, depending on who asked me the question, I tell them two different things. I was born, bred, and raised in Johannesburg. I was born in Rahima Musa Hospital. But home in Limpopo is Vleefontein. I attended from creche to varsity in Gauteng. So I went to primary school in Rediscovering, Horizon View Primary School, and then I went to high school in Krugersdorp High, and then I started my university studies at Wits in 2015.
Now you're a doctor. Which subject did you do in high school, doctor?
Okay. I did pure maths. I did geography, life sciences, and physics. But at first, I had chosen life sciences, physics, and accounting, as well as AP maths. But after grade 10, I dropped accounting and AP maths and continued with geography.
Right, doctor. So, in grade 12, what did you want to study? Like what is it that you wanted to study with that stream in mind?
Okay, so grade 12, I was not certain. I was considering either engineering or medicine. And this is because in grade 11, I job shadowed and I actually hated being on call in medicine. I hated seeing people's broken bones. I don't know why I ended up still choosing medicine. But at that point, I was very conflicted. So not getting into med school, I guess, was a blessing in disguise for me because I was so undecided. Yeah, then I did a BSc here.
All right, BSc student, I hope you're listening now. Ne? Hey, all right. So you did not apply for medicine in grade 12?
I did. So I got provisional acceptance. I think it was to Stellenbosch based on my grade 11 marks. But literally, matric was a horrible year for me. Everything flopped. My marks were bad. I failed the NBT. Like, in general, life happened in matric. My dad got very sick. So my marks reflected that. And yeah, I didn't get in, but I had applied for medicine.
Didn't get into medicine. So you applied in every university.
Every university for medicine and engineering. And then Free State, I applied for teaching.
So you're free, you're open to different courses,
Yes.
like okay, if engineering doesn't happen, maybe okay. So now you were rejected for medicine in all universities, right? How did
Correct.
you feel?
Um, yo, I was so crushed. But at that moment, because I didn't know a feeling like that. I was so used to being being like a star student in primary and high school, I didn't know how to respond to getting told no. So I wouldn't say I was that sad. I just kept on hoping that there'll be like some sort of miracle, but that never came.
So you enrolled for BSc at Wits, right? Okay, so your initial plan when you started BSc was to go to medicine, or
So that was the initial plan. I was like, I'll do BSc, I'll get into medicine. And then I started BSc.
What happened? What happened?
First year, biological sciences, Wits University happened. Actually, let me say, Chem 1012 happened. Yeah.
yeah? Tell us more, doctor. We want to hear what happened, doctor.
I've never seen marks like that in my life. Like, I think I got 28% for my first test in chemistry. And I was like, is it 28% or 28 out of 30?
They didn't believe.
I couldn't believe that these marks were next to my name. Then I was like, okay, it's not bad. Calculus again, 50% on the dot. Physics also 52%. I was so shocked. I'm like, there's no way they're gonna choose me for medicine with these marks. So I kind of like started accepting the situation, and I was like, okay, I just need to get past first year and then probably choose something else because I might not qualify for medicine ever.
Okay, so when you realize that now you're getting these marks, the hope for medicine was kind of like, hey, no, hey, I'm not gonna get in and stuff. But you passed everything in first year, though.
So first semester, I only failed chem. I think I got 45. But at the end, I passed everything. So I finished my first year, I passed everything.
Chemistry, Chem 10, 12.
She will always be famous. She will always be famous.
Okay, so you passed first year, you went to second year. So which stream did you do? There's MCB, right? The ones that
Yes.
you did well in
Microbiology.
chemistry. Which one did you do? Major
For chem, they were never. They were like, "What is when you pass a 50 on the dot and they like pass may not proceed." That's how I passed chemistry. They were like, "It's fine, you've passed, but don't ever choose anything with chemistry again." So I ended up again another detour. I gave up on medicine, isn't it? I was like, hey, I did geo in high school. Let me take geo in uni. So for second year, I took geography, and the funny thing is, I still took human physiology, which was a weird combination. But I was like, let me stick to my guns. And then I did that for 2 weeks, and then I realized, actually, no, I want to be a doctor. I think in second year, I saw myself like improving, understanding the content, and I was like, no, like that was a setback, but I still kept making. So I dropped geo, and then I took the apes stream. So I took, what is it, animal, plants, and environment.
Okay, the apes. Okay, eat apes, right? Animals. So it's like that, guys. So if you didn't do well in your chemistry, you choose the biochemistry route. That one. Okay. So in third year, what did you measure in?
In third year, I forgot. I'd be lying, but I did human physiology, and I continued with apes. I just don't remember my modules.
A lot of modules apes. Okay, I do understand, right?
I'm not Dr. that one, but I did do BSc. I just don't remember my courses.
Okay, Dr. Matthew.
I didn't.
Hey, I was saying no, Dr. Matthew. Oh, and it wasn't fancy food. All right. Okay, so now you are in your third year, right? So you still want to pursue medicine. So what happened in your third? Did you write the okay, let me hear from you, your story. Tell me.
Okay, sure. So second year, I'm pumped. I'm happy with my marks. I've improved tremendously. I'm like, okay, I can get into third year. I can do this. I want to do medicine. I apply for medicine, and then I get invited to write the WEAP. But me and my friend at the time, we started studying for the WEAP, which is the Wits additional placement test, in December already. We bought the textbooks and we're like, we're gonna push through the content, which is what we did. And then third year was fine. I finished with 2 A's in apes, and then 74, I think, percent in human physiology, something like that. And yeah, it was fine. I wrote the WEAP, I passed the WEAP, and yeah, that was it.
Yeah, you passed the WEAP. Did you get to medicine after third year?
For the way third year cruised so nicely, I was so shattered that I didn't make it into medicine. Like my average was 72%, right? Because of second year. It wasn't great, but it was good. And when I went to faculty to inquire, they said that because I'm an undergrad, they're not going to take me with that average. They will prioritize the postgrad. So obviously, I was shattered because I mean, I put my all into my last 2 years of study, but it just wasn't enough.
But okay, you okay. Tell us about WEBT before we move. Tell us about WEBT. What is WEBT? GEMP? What is the program?
Okay, so I'll start with GEMP. So GEMP is the Graduate Entry Medical Program offered by Wits. I am so grateful for that program because they take people who are graduates who want to do medicine, look at their last 2 years of study, and also look at their WAPT performance. And if the marks are competitive enough and they pass their WAPT, then they qualify to get into medicine via the graduate entry route. And then once you get into medicine, you start with your third year of medicine. And then WAPT is the entry test that you have to write. It comprises of three components, which is human physiology, anatomy, and molecular medicine. So you need to pass every section with 50%. They don't give you your marks. You just know whether you passed or you failed. And once you pass that, then you go on to obviously the next stage where they compete you with other people based on your marks.
Doc, asking from the WEBT, ne? Many students they do go and write that thing, child by anatomy or because they also say that you must pass individual component, right? How did you study for your WEBT?
Okay, so the first thing I did was collaborated with someone who I knew that we have the same vision, the same goal. And after collaborating with them, it was simple. We just created deadlines. We said in December we're going to start, and we started with I don't remember exactly, but let's say we started with anatomy. Studied using the requirements and the objectives offered on the Wits website, and for every objective we do, we tick it and discuss, tick and discuss. And then if there's an objective, for instance, that we don't understand, like neuroanatomy was very difficult for both of us to grasp. So we put it on hold and then we looked at it. And then another thing that we made sure that we did was if we covered, for instance, the lungs in anatomy, we'd cover pulmonology and physiology so that it links. But it was very simple for us because we both did human anatomy. I mean, what's this? Physiology. So it was simple, but we had to obviously mix it with anat. And then with the molecular medicine, it was a bit tricky because we didn't have a molecular background, but we made sure that we'd watch YouTube videos, get people to explain. So collaboration, time management, and starting early was very
Okay, guys. You heard from Doctor that collaboration. Find someone who's also interested in getting into web and make sure that you read all the requirements and the documents. Are there the other extra resources that helped you?
So this one is very tricky because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. Remember, you're still studying your degree. So follow the objectives, get the recommended textbook. The only additional thing that I think would be wise is to watch YouTube. YouTube is such a great resource. Yeah.
Oh, you did not get in third year, right? What did you do after you graduated? What was the plan?
So again, I had a phase where I was just angry that I didn't get into medicine. So I applied for law, quantity surveying. That's the degree, ne? Yeah. And then I also applied for physiology honors. So quantity surveying took me, law took me, but this tag still pulled me towards medicine. So I chose physiology honors. And then I was in denial for the whole December, but I eventually registered in January.
So you made it to your honors program. So you went there into the honors program in physiology. You also fighting for GEM.
Yes, still fighting for game again with the collaborative effort. Like all of my friends that I have now that are from university, or let me say most of them are from honors. So we really had a strong bond because we knew that the common goal was to get into medicine. And yeah, honors was amazing. I worked in honors and then I finished with distinction. So that obviously pushed my average.
So there comes a time now you are accepted for medicine. How did you feel that moment when they say now you have made it to Wits medicine?
So yeah, I mean at the moment I was just like, okay, nice. This is what it feels like. But all I remember is my mom crying. Like my mom shed tears, and I was like, "What's going on? Why are you crying? You should be happy." And then I only understood the tears later. Also, it was the night before my graduation, so I think I was just more excited about my graduation than anything else.
Graduation for honors.
Yes.
Okay, it was a blessing day.
Yeah.
Okay, so you made it to GEMP. Yeah. Okay, you graduated at Wits. How did you feel on your graduation day when you walked there by great honor?
So it was number 3. I was so shocked that I actually got that far, but I was so happy. I've never been so happy. I think the other happiest moment was my honors graduation, but the medicine one, it was 10 out of 10.
So let's go to now you are doing medicine, right? A new qualification now. You are done with BSC, your honors, and even your undergrad. Like, how did you find medicine? Before we get into medicine, like first, as we are speaking, there are students who are within the camp. There are students who are studying new qualifications. So, how did you make sure that you continue getting funding for medicine? Because others they can't even register.
So, in my honors, I was a bit smart with my money. So I studied honors for free. I got the postgraduate merit award from Wits. They funded my tuition, and then for raise, I used my NRF grant to fund my raise. But I had a lot of savings left over from that grant, and I also earned money from working for Wits in my postgraduate time. So I saved that money and I used it to register. So in my third and fourth year, my mom was funding me because it was before COVID, everything was fine. And then COVID hit, she unfortunately lost her job and obviously couldn't afford my fees. So then I applied for funding. I got a provincial bursary. So I think for people who are looking for funding, first of all, I will always shout out to my girl, Stuleko Gwabe. She knows everything about bursaries and bursaries for people who are in GEMP. She's also a GEMP student. But apply, shoot your shot. If you are not afraid, try GoFundMe, but also there's a discovery loan that is offered for medical students if you're unable to secure funding.
Okay, guys, those are the options. Study hard, man. When you get your honors, you can get this merit and the NRF and what. All right. Let's get to medicine now. Now you are a medical student at Wits University. Finally, your dream came true. So tell us now about the challenges that you came across as a medical student.
Okay, so the main challenge I think was imposter syndrome. So trying to fit in where I've been rejected for so long. Mind you, I've been getting rejected since matric. So that was the main thing that I had to come over. And once I decided to say, you know what, I belong here, I worked hard to be here, no one gave me this space, then I think everything became easier. I also think my medical studies were so much easier than my science studies, if I'm just being honest. I think medicine was an easier burden to carry, except for fifth year. Fifth year was so challenging. It was the first time again that I failed since first year when I failed. So that was like a big shocker for me. But I think it was just a matter of adjusting my approach from third year and fourth year to changing it in fifth year and sixth year.
Okay. So how did you study in medical school to make sure that you
So in third year and fourth year, I'm gonna call them the theoretical years. I studied in a certain way. I sat my butt down. I read my books. That's all I did, because you didn't really need to approach or like apply. Yeah, let me say apply in third year and fourth year. So it was simple. Fifth year and sixth year are the clinical years. So now you're taking all the theory that you've learned in third year and fourth year, and actually first year and second year, which is science, and you're applying it to a patient. So my approach then in fifth year and sixth year was, yes, to read the textbook, yes, to read the notes, but also go to YouTube and see what are the clinicians saying about this condition and how do I approach it. And then also collaboration. I love the word collaboration because I got a group of classmates who would sit and study together, and we wouldn't study notes together, we'd do past papers together and push in that way.
wow. Collaboration, guys, collaboration. Wow. So now you are in your final year of medicine, and now you're about to graduate. How did you feel now? We want the feeling now when now you're gonna be a medical doctor. Yes.
So all I remember from final year is being tired. Yo, I was tired all day, every day. It just felt like it was never coming to an end. But I mean, I still had that excitement in me that, yo, I'm finally finishing this thing. And also nervousness because there's life after medicine. You have to work, you have to now earn a salary, and. But the things that I think I was excited the most for are the end of year events. So the graduation ball, the breakfast, and the actual graduation. And I think my advice to all medical students, whether you went to Wits or not, is save money. I think start in fifth year, start saving money for your end of med school events so that you can have a good time without stressing.
Wow, 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 wow. Great. You graduated, finally got the title of being a doctor. Let's talk
Yeah.
about the life now as a doctor now. How, like, the perks of being a doctor. Someone is watching, they got accepted in medicine, like, what are yeah, the beautiful things about being a doctor, guys. Let's go.
Okay, so I think there's a little part that I missed. So in final year, you have to apply an issue for where you want to go. And I think another like gem of advice I would give is that choose a place where you have family or friend support, a place that you're going to enjoy working no matter how challenging it gets, a place that if you know yourself you hate cooking, don't choose a place where there's no Uber Eats, Anna. Just choose a place where no matter how hard or challenging the work environment is, you'll have your space where you are happy. So yeah, I chose my places. I chose to stay in Gauteng. It's where my family is, and it's been amazing because of that. No matter what the challenges are at work, I know I'm close to my mom. I'm close to my friends. Close to the things that I like.
You want to go to the rural areas, doctor?
So I thought no, I didn't want to leave my mom. I didn't want to leave my
Okay,
mom so
okay.
soon. I mean, like I said, I'm born, bred, and raised here. I think I know it feels like it's long, but I felt like it's too soon for me to leave just now. Like I still wanted my mom.
Okay, okay, great, 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 great. So let's talk about more perks of being a doctor. The money side, guys. It's very important that we know of the money. Don't know of the money. Okay, doctor.
Hey, hey. Okay, so the perks are there. The perks are there, gift. I won't lie. Um, Even the money that we get, Shem, you can see good this person studied for 6 years plus. You can see
What 8 years? Yeah.
8 years, yeah. So I won't lie. No, we are well remunerated. Obviously, it could be better. Obviously, the work environment could be better, but we don't go to work hungry. We don't go to bed hungry. Um, there are perks, and then there's also like, man, society still respects healthcare workers. Society still respects doctors, and obviously our responsibility is to keep upholding that. But another perk is that little compliment, or wow, you're so young to be a doctor, or wow, I'm so happy to have a doctor who's as young as you. And then as a black child, it's so nice when you're serving black people. I think that's another perk of my job, that I get to serve my community and give back. I get to serve my sisters, my brothers, my moms, my aunts, grandparents, and it's lovely. So those are some of the perks.
Great, great, great. Let's talk about the levels now. Be with medicine, like after you complete, guys. They say it's good money. It's up to you to do the research. Okay, so the levels now. Probably it also, yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so in South Africa, the way it's structured currently is that you graduate, you do your internship, and there's 2 years. So I'm currently in my second year of internship. And then after that, you do community service. And then after that, you are an independent practitioner. So beyond that, you can either choose to specialize, to work in private, to do locums, which are piece jobs, or you can leave the country. You can, I don't know, you can open your own practice. Like the world is your oyster beyond that MP number. However, we also need to be cognizant of the challenges that we're currently facing now as doctors in the country. There are no posts, and it's difficult to say, ah, well, there are so many options for you, because most of these options require money. And as a black child who, firstly, you needed funding to do this degree, where am I going to get funding to open my own practice? Where am I going to get funding to go overseas and things like that? And even if they say no, but do a supernumerary post, for instance, to specialize, it's essentially a job post where you're specializing, but it's for free. What am I going to eat? What am I sending home? How am I paying my bills? So those are the challenges that we're currently faced with.
Yeah, as you said, in South Africa, there are a lot of unemployed doctors, as we see on social media, who are currently unemployed, right? So the question is this unemployment happens after you complete medicine or after you are done with your things? Probably many students are confused. Good, hey, I'm gonna study medicine after I'm gonna unemploy. So let's talk about that.
So, as far as I know, obviously I don't know extensively and actually how deep rooted this problem is. Most of us get placed after medical school. And then there are a few that get second rounded, third rounded, fourth rounded until they are eventually placed. And then there's still that cohort that still doesn't get placed, and that is the problem, that we shouldn't have people who are done with med school who are unemployed, but it's a smaller cohort. I think the issue now that is being raised on social media is the fact that you have done your 2 years of internship, you have done your community service, you have your practice number, you want to continue to serve either as a medical officer or a registrar, but you don't have a post that is funded by the government. And then that trickles into, now there are fewer MOs in a facility. MO is medical officer, which means that there are fewer doctors servicing a community of 1,000. Two doctors cannot service such a big community, and then patients end up waiting for several hours. We miss very sick patients, and
Okay, so the most challenge is when they are done. So what are the options that you did mention? So let's say now I'm done with my internship and the community service. So, like, what other option do you have in mind that someone can just run away from this unemployed? And although okay, you can't run totally, but okay, what option do you think someone might have in mind?
sure, it's so tricky, but the options are corporate. You can go into corporate. Obviously, you still need to further your studies, which sucks because you have to pay. You can open your own practice or join someone's practice and work as a locum doctor. However, that's not a full salary, so you have to work a lot to make the money that you are going to make in the government. Um, you can be a surgical assistant, for instance, get a, like link up with a surgeon, and then whenever they have a case, then they call you in, you become their surgical assistant. um, if God allows and the path does open, you can get an MO post, which will then translate into a registrar post. If you have money, you can go overseas. I know there are several countries that want South African doctors, like Ireland, Dubai, Australia, Canada. However, the challenge is it's expensive, and places like Canada want specialists. So obviously, you are then at a dead end because you don't have a reg post. So there are options. However, it would be so much better if we could collaborate with government and open channels for doctors to continue.
Hey, let's hope the government will solve this issue. Imagine work studying for these years now. You have to stress about employment. The other thing that I think people must know on the channel.
Okay, so if you look like me, you might have something called black tax. And it's important to add black tax into your budget and have an honest conversation with your family. So if you are from a family where you are the first one to graduate, there's obviously going to be a lot expected from you. But you need to be realistic, because remember, you're a doctor, Pella. You have to drive, you have to eat, you have to dress, but home also still has to improve. So add black tax onto your budget and make it very reasonable. If you're going to extend, it should be phase wise and it shouldn't be all at once. If you have to put your siblings through school, for instance, it has to be like a real conversation. You might find that you contribute a bit, but then your sibling has to apply for a loan or something like that. But make sure that you have an honest discussion with your family, and black tax should be in the
Ah, you can't be eating that money alone here, doctor. Wow, wow. Thank you so much, doctor. Well, what have you learned throughout your journey until you become a doctor? Since from BSC, well, what is it that you learned that I feel like kept you?
Okay, so I've learned quite a few things. The main thing is anchored in my faith, and that the God that I serve and pray to has never offered me something that He never knew He would get me through. So even though I didn't get into medicine in matric, it was after matric, it wasn't the time at that point. I didn't get in after BSc, it wasn't the time at that point. How was I going to fund medicine, for instance? And even when I finished, it was at the right time. I didn't fail a year in medicine. I finished everything from BSc to medicine in record time, and I think I was spared a lot of things. So in summary, I've learned that if you desire something, you pray for it, you work hard for it, it is yours and you get it.
Wow. Great. Any last words, any advice for high school student watching us wanna be doctors, even medical students, even university students generally?
So my advice would be never get tired of learning. Never get tired of reading. Never get tired of wanting to be better. High school, you're in grade 10, be better in grade 11. Varsity, you're in BSc first year, be better in second year. And in life as a doctor, you missed a certain diagnosis or whatever for one patient, be better for the next patient. So never be tired of learning.
Never be tired of learning. Guys, this is Gift Varsity TV. Gift Bozekana. I was with Dr. Masakona. Yes. Thank you so much for having you on our channel, Gift Varsity TV. I hope you are really inspired there at home, right? Don't forget to comment anything that you liked. Just share this video to many students who felt like giving up just because they didn't get through the medicine route or the GEMP route. But that's not the only way they can go for medicine. There are other different ways. You can start afresh in another university. You can do after 6 months a trip. So there are different ways of getting into medicine. If you didn't make it to GEMP, just because you didn't get to GEMP, that doesn't mean you should give up. Doctor, thank you so much for your time on Gift Varsity TV. Guys, till next time, bye-bye.